Welcome, everybody, to the NorCal Sports Network. How's it going tonight?
What's up, Robert? What's up, Spencer?
Wow.
What's up, Road?
What do we got in store tonight? We got some Giants, more talk, Giants baseball, right?
Yeah.
We even have, let's see, if I can get this up here, we might even have a little
What's up,
bit.
Kyle? Kyle's in San Diego.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Kyle's in San Diego. Okay. All right.
What's up, Jim? Lethal, how's it going? Haven't seen you here before, but welcome.
Trying to get, oh, come on. I don't want that. What's going on with my screen?
Here's a question for the people who want to have Chapman. Why don't you guys want to have Casey Schmidt at third base rather than Chapman? Tell me what is the upside to Chapman compared to what Casey Schmidt can do?
Yeah, I'm more I'm thinking about it at this point. I go back and forth between what they should do because it's such a mess. But I
know.
It's just as MF says, it's a real mess.
It is.
I wish they'd just play Casey Schmidt. I don't want because that Chapman contract's not going to age well, and they'll probably make the stupid mistake of signing Chapman and trading Casey, and Casey goes on to be a 10-time All-Star.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Tony? Merry Christmas to you too as well.
I mean, I want to see Casey play. The guy can, you could tell he's a gamer, and just
right.
Let him play. Come on.
I just want to know. I'm just curious in what, I see a lot of people saying Chapman, a lot of people are saying the defense. Well, Casey has the upside of his defense. I mean, his defense is immaculate, right?
Yeah.
Granted, does he have the same resume as Chapman right now? No, not yet. But the potential's there. So I'm just saying, what is the difference of why Chapman over Schmidt?
Yeah. Don't know that one at all.
All right, I'll do that next time, Matt. Thanks for the heads up.
Now, how do we
yeah, Chapman's a veteran. I get that. I wholeheartedly get that. But I'm just saying, it's just might as well just put Casey at third base. That's all I'm saying. Just put Casey at third base.
Yeah,
you had a chance to do that last year, and you guys, the Giants really screwed that up. So just put him at third base. See what you got.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can, McCourtney, if they come around. Usually, they don't come around. If they do, I'll make sure to get them on. Jay-Z Beers says Giants have all the Mets leftovers. Yeah. Yeah, more upside to Casey. I agree. And JD, yeah, I think he's a good bench guy too.
Hey, Eric L. Is Eric L. in the house?
Yeah, he's in there. I saw him.
All right. He sent me a little thing from Twitter. Got some jerseys to buy for the Giants for next year. Anybody want a San Francisco Giants number 23 jersey? Anybody? Here it is. Let's take a look. How's that look for a shirt, huh?
Oh man, that's good. I haven't seen that one.
Hey, Dodgers gonna have James Outman. We got outbid.
Oh man, that is great. That is great. Outbid. 23 outbid. I love it.
Outbid. Isn't that great? I mean, wouldn't that be awesome to see about that be the number one selling jersey?
It probably would be, honestly. I mean, think about it.
It would be. It just go buy them. Just serious.
What about? Hey, there's Lou. Hey, we missed you last night. He says, "What about Farhan?"
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Oh man, That would be classic, though. Hey, speaking of getting off just subject a little bit here about football, Buffalo tonight and I keep saying San Diego, the Chargers, LA Chargers. Anybody pay $5.99 or whatever to watch that game on Peacock? I used to have Peacock and I'd sign up for it, then drop it, and I'd go ahead and pay, for a Giants game or whatever. I saw that game tonight and I was like, crap, I'm not paying it. I'll go watch the Warrior game. I'm not going to pay $6 for a crappy game. Anyway, the Bills barely won it.
He says, I'll wear that on the front row for so the cameras can see.
I don't know where you can get those, if those are going to be a real thing. I mean, they won't be authentic, put out by the Giants, of course.
No, not at all.
And they won't be selling them at the Giants inside the stadium. But those shirts could be sold out on the, Embarcadero there.
Yeah, no kidding.
as you're walking up to the game, put those out there, man, next to the bacon wrapped hot dogs.
There you go. I think I'd take the bacon wrapped hot dog over a damn.
$10 on Third and King. Joe Schmo says, "Yeah." Robert says he has Peacock and pays for no
$10.99, man.
It
adds up when you have to get a lot of different streams, though. Sometimes one streaming platform doesn't have everything you want to watch.
Well, Peacock's a special. Excuse me. Peacock's a special one that.
Yeah, it is.
I just like, if it was a good game, and if I had somebody playing in it in fantasy. Good thing I benched Dalton Kincaid tonight. Gosh,
he got nothing, huh?
1.7, one catch for 7 yards.
Yikes.
And last week he got 0. Yeah, I'm really frustrated. He went. Dawson Knox comes back, and now he's like, they don't even use the tight end. Buffalo doesn't throw to Diggs. They're a mess.
Yeah, what is up with that?
I don't know.
They pulled out the win, right?
They won, so they'll probably keep winning and get in the playoffs. But something's not clicking as far as your fantasy, man.
That's rough, Will. Oh, that's rough.
Oh gosh, yeah, that is.
Gosh, especially for the product that you had to watch. Whew. I think I got more enjoyment out of watching my dots on game day.
Speaking of dots, man, I'd rather have dots from the movie theater. Those chewy candies, dots.
Oh,
anybody
yeah,
like those dots?
Those.
Which flavor which one's your best one?
Oh man,
I like the red.
Yeah. You know what? It was really good.
Get that red dye in you.
Well, you can't get it in California because they banned that.
Did they really? They banned the red dye?
Yeah.
Those Oh, man.
Supposedly. They say you can't buy hot tamales, but I've seen them around, so I don't know what's going on with that. Green dots, Tony says.
Green dots? Yellow aren't too bad. The lemon.
The
red cherry. Those are good.
Yeah.
Come on. What's your favorite dot? They got red.
There we go. There we go. Dots. I used to eat the whole box.
I did too. I get one of the big box. When you can go to the dollar stores, and they're in the.
Yes, that's where you buy them.
Yep, or Walmart sometimes has a big tub, and you got, the Whoppers and Dots and Mike and Ike's and.
I like the Goobers myself. Chocolate covered peanuts. Those things are pretty damn good.
Yeah. Skittles are banned too, Will says.
Yes, they are.
Man. Well, yep. I'm glad I left California. Jeez. Probably taking away the red fish, the sweetest red fish.
Those damn things are good, man. Oh,
those
my
are
God.
Dang good.
Those Swedish fish,
they're
man.
Soft.
Woo.
Soft. Yeah, especially the kind, if you get them that are inside the bag.
The bag, not the box.
Yeah, the box, but the bag inside the box.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little bit more chewy. The ones that, yeah.
Or you go to Sprouts and you go to the bulk items. If you're shopping in Sprouts, you know what I do? Little secret. Hopefully nobody from Sprouts is watching, but I go load up. I'll just take
You
a
go
little
to the
sample.
bulk stuff, don't you? Yeah, you go to the bulk stuff and start ripping that stuff off.
A sample. You scoop up. You use a scooper. You can't put your fingers in there. You
Hey,
got to
more
use
kind
the
of high
scooper.
chews. High chews are good. Hey,
Get the
smart
scooper.
TC.
Scoop a couple. Scoop a little white chocolate. The white chocolate. They're kind of like clusters with
I know what you're
caramel in
talking
them.
about. Yep.
Yeah.
We got a new guy in here, Smart TCG. Haven't seen him in the chat. Welcome. He goes, hearing Chapman to SF rumors. Would you welcome this? No.
Yeah, I heard that
Casey
too.
Schmidt, man, just put Casey. Why? Why get him just to get him for the sake of getting him? So you don't look like an idiot in the offseason? That's why.
Hey, he had a great first month. Let's pull up Matt Chapman last year. I'm going to pull that up. And here's what concerns me about Matt Chapman is he had a really great April.
And then he had 4 months. He didn't do nothing, right?
So is he declining? Is he hit a decline? He had a 4.4 WAR though last year. But he's had hip surgery, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking at his stats here, but I don't see if they do it by month.
Yeah, I like what Necron's saying here. He goes, his offense is on the decline. Here's the deal. If your offense starts going on a decline, unless it's an injury, which it may be, it's hard to sometimes get that back.
I'm trying
it's hard.
Find his
another Longoria, 100%.
Oh,
What's up, Daniel? What's up, Daniel?
I don't see his he's going to be 31 next year.
Right. Wrong side of 30. Wrong side of 30.
You
want to be on the other end if you're going to.
Just say about Farhan, though. Think about this, guys. Think about this while you're maybe having some Swedish Fish or some Dots, Skittles out there.
Them Swedish Fish are good.
Swedish Fish.
Them Swedish Fishes. Man, I love them fishes.
Did I say Fitch?
You said Fitch. Swedish Fishes.
Swedish Fishes. Swedish Fishes. Think about this. Is this an indictment on Farhan because now he is giving up on his second round draft pick in 2020 already?
Yeah.
Look,
right. Good point. Yeah.
Okay. So we can't get you to make trades. We can't get you to sign meaningful free agents. Now we can't even trust your draft picks. What the heck are you doing here?
Great point, Dan. That's a great point.
I mean, I thought the whole idea was Farhan was bringing up the farm. I thought he was going to change the farm system. And now we get a little taste of Casey Schmidt, and you're going to just kiss him off?
And you just triggered a memory. Remember what Farhan tried to do last offseason? He tried to trade for Sean Murphy from the A's, and he was going to trade Luciano. Remember that? Right. Last year, there was a report that came out like towards the end of the season that Farhan had a deal in place, but I guess it didn't go through, where he was going to trade Luciano for Sean Murphy. So you're going to trade your top prospect for Sean Murphy after you had just drafted Bailey, a couple of years before. And look what Bailey's doing for you. It's just, it makes no sense. No rhyme or reason, it seems. Throwing the
Jim Thurkill says Chapman had shoulder surgery injury. Did he have a shoulder or did he have a hip issue?
He might have had both. Maybe.
I thought he had a hip situation or let me look him up here. Matt Chapman.
Exactly, Rap. Zaidi accumulates talented rosters. A good baseball person could usually make an 85 to 90 win team from his players. The problem is Zaidi doesn't or knows nothing about baseball, and he often starts worst guys. You're right. You're 100% correct on that. Because he's not a baseball guy. I mean, come on. Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's in MLB. He's got some type of skill to be in MLB. But is he a true baseball guy? Compared to we had the guest on a couple of nights ago with Ned Coletti. I mean, you see the difference between how Farhan. Whatever. I guess I'm barking up the tree.
Here we go.
He did have a hip surgery. And that was 3 years ago.
That thing doesn't look at Kevon Looney. He's had both hips. He's slowing down, and he's 27 now. Chapman is like 30, going to be 31. I'm sorry. I don't think we need, and I'm going to be adamant now about this. The more I think about this, why do you want a guy that's 31 who's already had hip surgery?
Correct.
And plays a position that is, I mean, Buster had hip surgery, and he only played a few more years after that.
Correct.
And retired.
But he had that surgery in his 20s, not in his 30s, right?
No, Chapman had it at 27.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
See, the 27.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yep.
But so did Buster. Buster had his in his probably, let's see. Buster was probably close to 30. He had it did Buster have it in 17 or 18?
I'm trying to remember because I remember he got injured in 2011 and then he had to get that hip surgery a few years later, right? Maybe 3 years later, something like that?
No, he had it after the 16 season. It was
after
7.
16?
Yeah. I'll look it up. Buster Posey. Hip surgery. 2018. Okay. 2018. And that was for a torn labrum. He had it in August of 18. And then his last season was 21.
Right.
So how much of that factored in?
It probably did. But you know what? Farhan isn't scared of that. He signed Alex Cobb, who just went under hip surgery, a 35-year-old pitcher, and he gave him a $10 million contract. So I would not be surprised if he signs Chapman at a desperation to say, look at me, I did something.
Oh,
boy. It seems like.
Yeah, we got a team we got a bunch of labrum guys instead of, we got our own Trent Baalke with ACLs. Now we got,
Yep. I like what Ron Holder says. Well, how come they haven't signed Rhys Hoskins? I think that would be a decent move. Yeah. I think he's still got some left.
Hold on. I'm getting warm in here with this. I got a long sleeve. I'm going to take this off.
Go for it. I wouldn't mind Rhys Hoskins. ACL is a little bit different than a hip. They've come a long way on ACL injury or ACL procedures. And he's at first base. You still got that lateral movement. I don't know. We'll see. I like his bat though.
Oh, that's better. Whew.
That is a good point there. The darkness. There's no identity.
All right.
Right? No identity with this team. That's something that you've talked about, picking a lane. I hear you.
How come can I hear you? Are you muted, Eric?
No. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. What happened?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Jeez, my mic, I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything anymore.
Hey, real quick, chat. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, everyone hears both. Thanks, Will. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it. Marcotna says audio works on both. All right, cool. What did you do, Dan? While you fix this, I'll hit the super chat. Robert Boy, $50. Appreciate it there, buddy. Buster Posey did adopt 2 kids as well in 2020. I think that was more of a factor than his hip, to be honest. Yeah, but he's also stopped after 2021, though. I think that's what we're trying to talk about, Robert. Make sure everything's plugged. Oh, he can't hear me.
That's crazy.
You can't hear me? Hold on. I got to communicate with Dan.
You can give me the gong, but I won't hear it. You guys can hear me, but I can't hear anything out of. Put my shirt back on. Maybe I can hear again. What the heck? Settings.
Bear with us, guys. Can you hear me? Still can't hear me.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Plugged in. I just lost everything. Maybe my mic's bad, you think? Try rebooting. I'll try rebooting. I'm blaming this on Farhan. Doggone that guy.
Oh,
Probably send
man.
some tech geek in my to me. This is blame it on Farhan.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna check out. Come back.
All right. Oh man, take the Swedish fish out of yours. Exactly. All right. Well, can you do that? Here's our betting. Oh, hey. You know, it's not a NorCal Sports Network show unless there's some type of technical difficulties going on with Dan. He's actually had a good streak here. He's actually done well lately. So blame the Dodgers. Absolutely. We blame everything on the Dodgers, right? Why is there a war in the world? Why did Israel attack Gaza? The Dodgers. Oh, man. And he's back. Let's see. See what we got. He's in the green room. I don't know what he's doing. Sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get this figured out. The Dodgers bought Dan's earring. No deferrals. Blame the Dodgers for having more capable people. How about that? Yeah, exactly. Can't blame them. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? The people running that club, you know, hell, I would rather have them run the damn Giants. You can't blame them. They're trying to make their team better. Why blame them for that, right? Will we see Bednar and Hunter Bishop? Nope. I don't think so. Well, Will Bednar, I guess that just came out not that long ago. He's dealing with some back issues. Hunter Bishop is recovering from Tommy John, so I don't know when his estimated time of coming back is. Let's see. Do we get a show if the Giants do something on Christmas? Nope. Nope. You're going to have to wait until the 26th. Tell me, what is the Giants? Tell me. Come on, Eric. What is the Giants going to do on Christmas? They ain't going to do nothing. Can you hear me? He can't hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. I'm sure that everybody else, all 93 of them, are thrilled. They can't. I don't know. Jeez. Still no sound. I can't. My mic's adjusted.
What am I going to do here? Hold on. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now.
Carry on. I can't hear anything.
Hold
That's
on
the dots. I shouldn't eat the dots.
Hold on one second, guys.
Dan, you have just lost your hearing. That's all. Sometimes that it's a good one, Matthew. Oh, man. Yeah, all of a sudden my hearing's gone. Call you. Let's call Eric.
All right. What is going on here?
I don't know. All of a sudden there's no sound coming through my my earplugs.
Yeah, you sound perfectly fine on my end. Try unplugging your earbuds out of the mic and
I did that. Let me see if I can find another set of earplugs.
Maybe try that. Or did you reset the computer, or did you just reset StreamYard?
I just logged out and then logged back in. I didn't log. You think I should shut the whole computer down and reboot
the whole computer?
All right, we'll try that. All right.
And then if not, try to find some more earbuds.
All right.
Oh man, this is crazy. All right, what do we got? Yeah, there we go. Giants are trying to silence us. That's right. Big Brother's watching. It all happened when he took off. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I wonder if when he did that, he yanked some wire out or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, as soon as he took that sweater off, I don't know if he freaking yanked a wire out of one of his earbuds or something. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. He's going to reboot and then maybe find some more earbuds and we'll go from there. Oh, here we go, Rap. What do we got? You don't have to, you don't have the real estate investment banker roster gut. Make the starting lineup. Exactly. Look, I like what you're saying, Rap. This is the issue I have. Farhan Zaidi is a smart guy. We're not going to deny that. The guy's got a degree out of MIT, I think. I can't remember what it was. And then he went to Berkeley and got it in economics. So yeah, he's an economics guy. I've had a lot of those lately, Jim. I'm going to wind up blowing something in my brain or something. But anyways, yeah, he's a smart guy. But is that what, I don't know. I just don't think he has the baseball instincts as far as being a general manager or an executive. I just don't think he has it. We've talked about this quite a bit, especially Dan talking about him being a salesman. He just doesn't have it. And you got to have someone who can sell the team, especially when you're trying to for free agents. That's where it comes in handy. But you also got to understand the game of baseball and understand what you're watching, not just on, what the guy's batting average and on base percentage and that type and computer type stuff. You got to actually be able to watch people play and understand, hey, I could see something in this kid, and it could be anything. But have an understanding of the baseball with your eyes rather than you're using your mind. I'm not saying you don't use your mind. I'm just saying it just seems, I think he's in over his head. I really do. Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's exactly correct. 100%. Smart guy doesn't mean you could run a baseball club and be its president of baseball operations, GM, whatever it may be. Exactly. You got to be able to have other tangibles, other skills as a leader to be able to do this job. It's not easy. Yeah, I think that's going to come back. That's going to come back and haunt him. When it first happened, everyone's trying to play it off. Oh, well, you guys are taking it out of context. Well, this is what Greg Johnson really meant. Yeah, okay. We all understood what he meant by breaking even. And that sure as heck looks like what's going on now. Don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah, they made a play after Shohei, but I think they did that knowing that they were going to get him. That's just me. Do I have an ear in the room? Do I understand? No, I don't. It's just my opinion. That's all it is. but that's what it seems like. Sign Snell, trade for Burns. LZ, Snell, he'll give you a good couple of maybe 3 years, maybe 4, but in years, in the following 3 or 4 years as well, you may have a dumpster fire. Trade for Burns, yeah, I would love that. But the only problem is it'd be a 1-year deal. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No.
Wait, Dan. No. Mother.
I guess I'm out, man. I don't know.
What is
I'll
going
look for some more headphones. The whole thing's screwed up tonight.
He's not seeing. I'm at Yank.
No, I took these out before I took my sweatshirt off.
What the hell?
I don't think I yanked it. I don't know.
Do you have?
I'll just play around with it.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think here, because he's hardwired in. It's not going to be blue. I don't think he has Bluetooth. Oh, well,
Test
see, he
one.
just took off his.
Nope.
Let's see. He's going to have to adjust. Dan. I'm doing that. Look at this, man. I'm doing... Can you plug in those headphones directly into your computer?
No, I don't have a jack for it.
Usually you have a jack for that, you know?
I don't know. Let me.
Look on the side. There's got to be an audio jack for headphones in there.
Oh, let me try. Maybe the.
And hey, you may have to switch your adjust your settings in StreamYard when you do that too.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can do that. I can plug into the computer.
There we go.
But
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Now I won't. I don't know how it's going to be with the mic. It won't come through the mic. Well, hold on.
No,
you know what? Now the bottom of my screen of I rebooted. I can't get to the controls of StreamYard. I don't think I'm supposed to be on tonight. I can't get the dang thing to work. I don't know. How do you move your screen up from the bottom?
Oh, man.
See the controls right down there?
Yeah. Oh, you got to unlock your taskbar. If you unlock it, it should go away.
Taskbar. How do you do that? I'm computer illiterate, man.
If you right click it, I think it should say unlock taskbar. I think right click in that bar.
What the heck?
Keyboard trading best show ever. I don't know about best show ever.
Right click where?
In the actual, you're showing your little taskbar in the bottom, right?
Oh, right down here. Right down there.
Yeah, so you put it in the very bottom.
There it is. There we go.
We're halfway there.
Settings.
Settings.
Audio.
Make sure you go to speakers.
Where do I go? Here? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn my mic to you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear.
Hold on.
I can
hear.
hear. I can hear. But
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna hang up and see if you can hear me. Oh my god. Can you hear me, Dan? Can you hear me, Dan? Can you hear me? Oh man, what is going on? You heard me through the phone. Did you hear it? Oh man, we're losing not subscribers, we're losing viewers left and right. Oh my god, guys, hang out, don't go.
say something.
Can you hear me?
Say something crazy.
Something crazy.
I heard something crazy.
You heard me?
I can hear you. I'm
Oh, you're
just
good?
messing with you. I'm just messing with you the last 30 seconds.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
it worked. I can hear it through there. So how's
Okay.
my mic sound?
You sound fine.
Okay, so something is it something to do with this the mic, do you think, in there?
I don't think so. I mean, you didn't mess with it.
I don't know.
Just keep it this way for now until until that one. Oh,
I guess we got to
man.
do that. Now it's dinner time. I didn't get dinner. It's 10:10.
This stream is going as well as the Giants and free agency. Oh man.
Yeah, please. Thank you, love.
Man, we lost like 20 viewers when all this was going down.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Oh man,
We
come
were
on
like
back, guys.
120 and all of a sudden you were down to like 90. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened.
Hey, it was
At
fun.
least
though.
it's a Saturday night before Christmas.
Yeah, at least we're not talking about like a major deal that the Giants have just done, right? Yeah, we lost a crap ton. We were like at 120 right when you started having the issues, and then it just
Lost 40. Well, hey, either they didn't like the show or they actually do like listening to me. I don't know. I think it's a sabotage. I think
so
it's a
too.
sabotage job from the I think it's Farhan, man.
Oh man.
So let's see if we can get that back up to 110.
We might. Hey, it's still early. Remember, our crowd usually hits around.
Yeah,
10.
what's up with
10.
what's up with Senior? Is he in the chat yet?
No, not yet. He's hanging out with his son right now. They're at the
Yeah, what-
arcade. He's gonna give us the thumbs up when it's time to have some fun.
Okay. Hey, Buster, come here.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Joe. Yeah, some of us have been here since the show started. Right on. Appreciate it. Awesome. But what the hell were we talking before you
Hey, I'm going to mute my mic, see if it works.
all right. Nope.
Okay, good. Now you can hear
Yeah,
me.
you're good.
All right,
Yep.
good. All right.
You're
So
good.
we're still this is only for hearing anyway. It has
Exactly. Hey, what's up, Aaron? Pash. Hey. You missed the excitement. The excitement of Dan trying to figure out what was wrong with his earbuds. Yeah, it was good. That was a good, 20, 30 minutes? Excuse me. You tell me, Uncle Ted. Huh. I don't get it. Whatever. Ghost of Cap.
Oh, I saw a thing on him that popped up on my Instagram. Unfortunately,
Oh,
I get
God.
notified. This guy. It's okay. Hey, you guys mind if I eat a little salad here real quick?
Hey, I think if they've stuck through us with our technical difficulties, I don't think they're gonna mind you eating some salad.
This Kapler guy. I don't understand. That's another thing. You know what? I might just play this just to make a point about Farhan. The fact that they kept Farhan, who hired the clown Kapler, who is a baseball manager, now a baseball executive, and he does stuff that has nothing to do with baseball in his life. He's constantly posting the weirdest stuff.
But he was doing that even during the baseball season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact that Farhan hired him, knowing the fact that he was already a strange guy talking about, coconut oil for your balls. I mean, come on. Seriously, think about that for a second. Guys talking about coconut oil for your balls.
Yeah. Yep.
You can hire any manager you want, and you go out and hire him.
Yep.
As your first hire.
Right.
That tells you the guy has no clue. I mean, Farhan should. All right, I'm going to show you this, guys. You're going to die. This guy's an idiot.
Oh, here we go.
The fearlessness collide.
Is that
And the story
Can you hear that?
develops.
Is that playing?
It's playing.
Okay, I'm not hearing it.
Oh man, you're not
Hold
hearing
on.
it.
Maybe it's
When we embrace the unknown and
coming through
explore
the
it,
mic. Are you hearing it?
Yes.
All right, I've already heard it once.
we discover how simple things and moments can be transformed into the extraordinary. Whatever your shot is, on whatever scale, take it and write the next best chapter of your life.
Oh God.
Meaningful chapters in life are the ones written out
All right.
of our
We're
comfort.
good.
Curiosity and fearlessness
It's repeating
collide, and the story develops. When we embrace the unknown and explore it,
Has it already played through all the way?
It has.
All right, I'll kill it. I can't hear it, so I don't know. But
Oh my God.
the point
dude.
is, Kapler's gone, and so we can forget about him.
Yep.
But he's a weird dude that Farhan's associated with, that he was
Correct.
linked to he was linked to him in LA, right? Oh, shoot. What the heck happened?
What happened?
Oh, now I can hear you. You weren't talking. I thought you were moving.
Yeah, I
your
was
lips.
coughing.
Oh, okay. So you muted yourself. I
Yeah.
thought, oh, great. I saw your lips move and I couldn't hear you. I thought my earphones went bad again. The fact that Farhan is associated with this weird dude and hired him as his first hire when it was that controversial should tell you he doesn't know what he's doing. And for the
Correct.
Giants to stick with Farhan, I don't know. To me, we'll see. This is a telling year.
What's up, Asif? Good to see you. But I mean, Kapler didn't all of a sudden become like this. He was like this when Farhan hired him.
Right.
He knew what the hell he was getting into.
Completely.
But
So
we don't want Chapman though, Braden. You're brand new in the channel, appreciate it. But I don't want Chapman. Put Casey Schmidt there. Just put him there. See what you got in him. Come on. Come on.
yeah, I want to see Schmidt play.
Just put Schmidt at third. We don't need Chapman.
I mean, seriously,
He's not
If
going to
we
make a
put-
difference.
if we put up Chapman's line versus what production wise, do you really think that Casey Schmidt is going to be this far off? I mean, there's Matt Chapman's line for
Right.
23. 240, 17 homers, 4 stolen bases, 54 RBIs, on base percentage of 330, OPS 755. I mean, is that something? I mean, that
Does
might
that
be better.
scream? Yeah.
That might be better than what Schmidt does next year, but is it going to be that much better? You know, it's not like it's not like Chapman hit 24 home runs, batted 260, and drove in 88 runs. You know what I mean? And had a
Right.
OPS of 805, 820 or something. You know?
Right.
Come on.
And that's what I'm saying. Throw Casey Schmidt out there. He can't do much worse than that. Come on. That's what it just doesn't make sense. And honestly, is Chapman going to make a difference from the team being from 3rd or 4th place? No, it's not. The team's still going to play where it's at. Just play the young guys. See what you got in them. Then you can go from there.
And you're going to be stuck with them for a minimum of 4 years.
Exactly. Justin says, "Hey Eric, you think Melvin is having second thoughts about signing for leaving a loaded team to a AAA team with the old broken?" You know what? Hey, I hear what you're saying, Justin, and that makes me wonder. Do you think Melvin may have been sold a bill of, or a what do you call that? A bill of goods? Yeah, because maybe I wonder if Farhan said, "Hey, we're going to go either we're going to be in hard on Otani. We're going to be in hard on Yamamoto. We're going to do this. We're going to do that." And it's not panning out. It makes me wonder, what did they tell Bob Melvin? I don't know.
I don't think it was any of that.
Yeah, getting a little bit deep there, but who knows?
I think he was on the outs at San Diego.
Yeah.
San Diego didn't want him. Him and Preller couldn't coexist. So I think it was just a matter of Melvin knew.
What's up, senior?
Probably his last job. And I think he just, Melvin's been around. He knows that nothing's guaranteed as far as who you can sign.
Exactly.
So
what's up, senior? Let me know when's a good time, buddy.
What's he got? Gonna gather
Charlie
a group around?
Charlie is in the house.
Huh?
He says Charlie is in the house. All right, cool. What's up, Val? Good to see you. All right. With that being said, here on the NorCal Sports Network, we have someone out there in the chat who is celebrating a birthday.
No, what number? 11?
I don't know.
41? 68?
I don't know.
What?
We'll soon find out. We will soon find out who is celebrating their birthday. And of course, as a NorCal Sports Network tradition, let's celebrate this individual's birthday. All right, there we go. And there we go again. Charlie, who turned 11.
11.
Happy birthday, Charlie, from the
Happy birthday, Charlie.
Sports Network.
Yes.
There we go. Awesome. Hopefully no one had their speakers up too loud because you got a whole lot of farts coming through. All right.
When Third Girl says, Dan, who's the worst GM? Farhan or AJ Preller in San Diego? Well, I'm gonna say Farhan just because I know Preller's spent a ton of money, but at least he tried. He did get him to the NLCS 2 seasons ago. And, 2 games away from the World Series. Tried to run it back. For some reason, it just didn't work out.
And he may be on orders. He may have been on orders from the owner who had passed away just prior. Maybe he was wanted, hey, AJ, I'm giving you the green light on anything because I want to see a World Series before I pass.
True.
You bet, senior. No problem. Glad to do it. That's awesome.
Let's see, John. I don't know
saw
if that's if he's being serious or sarcastic there.
that.
I don't know. What do you think?
I sense sarcasm.
I don't know.
I sense sarcasm.
He's serious. He says he's serious.
That's awesome.
What are you laughing at? You got a whole separate conversation going here, and
no, that's Charlie watching us on the phone. That's awesome. Oh, that is great. That is great.
Well, John Marvudas says he's serious about the question with Farhan is trying.
Come on, man. Come on,
is trying.
man.
He is trying, but look, as Justin says, Farhan has not tried. He's failed. He could try all he wants, but he's not the right man for the job because he can't swing the deals.
That's fine. Hey, and you know what? I can respect that. He goes, that's counsel, and that's fine. That's fine. But you know what? Look what else he's done, John. He signed Gosman, right? He stayed with the Giants, what, 2 years? Something like that. Wanted to stay with the Giants long term. 5 years, 110, 5 years, 110 million would have got the job done. Farhan didn't want to pay it, let him go. Matter of fact, didn't even offer him a contract, just let him go, right? The guy wanted to stay here and pitch. The guy has been fantastic in Toronto. A guy that could have been a solid number 2, maybe even a number 1 right behind Logan Webb. You sign Rodon, but then you don't trade him at the trade deadline when the team was going nowhere. Same thing with Jock Peterson. That's just on trades. He shops at the bargain bin for players, trying to hunt these margins, thinking that he's going to find the next Max Muncy, and he's failed miserably. He's got a platoon strategy that doesn't work for the team. In the 5 years that the previous or these last 5 seasons, you've had the Arizona Diamondbacks pass you in the NL West. Where else you want to go? He was supposed to rebuild the farm. The farm rankings, they've been holding they really haven't skyrocketed. I understand some of the rankings.
About 18.
See, and I understand some of the rankings can be kind of skewed in a certain way, but there has a bit. What solid draft pick have the Giants had in the last? Well, let's just use Farhan because it even goes past Farhan. In the 5 years, what solid man or a solid player that Farhan has signed or drafted and developed? But this is the problem, John, is you gotta be able to have some. Baseball is full of risk, and you have to be able to do it. I mean, it's just. But now, you know what's going to happen now, John? Now he's probably going to try to go after Snell, and you think 100 million was bad? You're going to have to pay over 200 million if you want Snell. And it's a possibility Farhan goes out and does that. Yeah, he may be good for 2 or 3 years, but then what's going to happen at the back end? Bailey. Yeah, Bailey's going to be good. Okay. He's going to be a good defensive catcher. Is he another Buster Posey? No, he's not. But I'm not expecting that. Yeah, I give Bailey, but who else? Who else you got on there? And money has blown it out. But you know what? What is today's egregious contract is tomorrow's bargain. I'm just saying, if you just look at the way he conducts himself, John, in whether it's interviews, what he says out in public for all the fans to hear, he's not a PR guy. He's just not a guy that can get it done.
Well,
he's not.
Let me address LZ. Webb is not Farhan. Duvall is not Farhan.
Harrison is.
Luciano and Matos is not Farhan. Only Bailey and Schmidt on that list are Farhan draft choices.
Exactly. Those aren't. Can you compare those to a Evan Carter, a Josh Young, an Ashley Rushman, a Gunnar Henderson, a Jackson Holiday?
Well, you can't blame him for Hunter. I mean,
No.
for Rushman and Holiday because they were the number 1 picks in the draft.
Yeah.
They didn't have that pick.
True.
Hunter.
Okay.
Gunnar Henderson was like in the 2nd round.
Let's go here then. Giants signed Hunter Bishop when they could have had Corbin Carroll, right?
True. And you know what? Part of that was Hunter Bishop had a really good year at Arizona State, had a lot of talent, but it's been injured. Corbin Carroll was a high school player that went 16th. We got to be a little careful because 15 other teams passed on Corbin Carroll too. So if we're going to be balanced, we got to say a lot of teams missed on Corbin Carroll. That's going to happen.
Okay. And here's another
and the
thing.
Injury with Bishop is not his fault. But it's still on his watch that he hasn't produced anybody significantly other than Patrick Bailey yet.
And here's another thing. And then the guys
Harrison was a good move.
And look what they did. Okay, say you guys bring up Harrison, Schmidt, Bailey. Let's just look at those because they're Farhan guys. What did they do with them last year? Did they give them some run to see what they had? No, they didn't. They used Farhan's philosophy of platooning rather than just giving these guys a long leash to see what you had. 300 sometimes that's Matt Williams took 3 years before he was able to establish himself. You got to be able to play these guys to understand. And on top of that, not necessarily for Bailey, but Schmidt. Look what you did with Schmidt. He came up as a third baseman. You had him play third base, shortstop, and second base in his rookie year. How are you setting someone up for success when you're having them all over the damn diamond? Put him in one position as a rookie. Put him at one position because it's already tough enough to be at the major leagues. You got to be able to see what these guys have.
Yeah, they won't give Ramos a shot. We don't know what Ramos. They brought up Wade Meckler before.
Good point,
Ramos.
Ron. Yeah, you're just talking about that, Dan. Exactly.
They gave Wade Meckler more of a shot than they did Ramos.
Yep.
And
here's another one. A Dubon for Persky. Why did you have to trade Dubon for Papirski?
That was just like, get rid of Dubon. I don't understand that one.
Yeah, it was stupid. The guy wound up winning a Gold Glove.
For Papirski, who never was, what did he have? A song and a dance here? Like 10, 20 at bats?
Something like that.
I mean, that was so ridiculous. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like Dubon. If you guys recall, if you were watching while Dubon was here, I said I liked Dubon. I didn't care for a lot of his base running antics and stuff.
Right.
But
he was young.
He was young and he made some bad mistakes. But I could see the athleticism in him. I could see the baseball instincts that he had. I could see how he played the game. You know what I see? I see the same thing in Casey Schmidt. I see the same type of guy that can play at the major league level, have success. I see it in Matos, and I've seen pieces of it in Ramos. Why not play all these guys and see what you've got? Imagine, the problem is the Giants got really spoiled by Brian Sabian's teams. When he came in 97 it was, and they won 8 straight years.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a down year in 05 and 06 and 07 and 08. Those were 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 years of under 500 teams. Okay. But what did they do? They were able to draft and develop. And it started with Matt Cain. And then it became Lincecum. And then it was Pablo, and then Posey and Mad Bum. And then it was Crawford and Belt and Panic. And then you also had some relievers in there. Brian Wilson. You had a couple of other relievers that were drafted, and they built a championship roster. And then 21 happened. And 21, it looked like it was going to be a rebuild. Now they think they can capture this whole thing again. And they can't because they lost everybody. And the biggest one was Buster. And their pitching's gone. And so I think if you cannot get some proven major league talent to sign here, and I'm not counting Matt Chapman. Yes, he's proven talent. He's a good player. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm just saying I don't think the risk versus the reward is that great. Okay. I do think Chapman or Bellinger, even though I don't want to pay that kind of money, you're going to have to pay it somewhere, and you got to start somewhere. Cody Bellinger is 3 seasons, let's see, 23, 22, 21. He's 4 seasons removed from an MVP, and then he had a shoulder injury. 2019, Cody Bellinger was the best player in the National League.
Yes, he was.
And he's still only 28 years old. He's not 31.
Right.
I'm willing to take a risk and pay money to get Bellinger here because others might want to follow. And if you got a Bellinger and you got a Rhys Hoskins, now you've got 2 bats in the lineup. And if somehow either Haniger or Conforto can deliver, and then Estrada does some stuff, I think you can afford to play a couple of younger guys in Schmidt and Luciano in the lineup.
Yep.
The rest is a veteran lineup. When are you going to develop at some point? You can't.
Yes, you have to.
You can't just, if you go with all rookies, you're talking pretty much a rebuild. Okay. If you want to try and compete now and have a future, you've got to develop a couple of your own players and mix them in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Luciano and Schmidt could be those type of guys. And, you know, you've got some veterans like JD Davis that can spell Schmidt when he's worn down. And, you know, get these guys up to speed so that in a year or two, you know, they might be bona fide stars in the game. I think Luciano has a chance to be a star. I don't know. Casey has a chance to be a very solid everyday player. And you got to have teams like, you got to have that.
All right, here we go.
So,
you want to take this, or I'm ready to take this one on?
Which one's that?
I got it up. It says, people want to blame Farhan for everything. They don't want to credit him for anything. You can't have it both ways. They won 107 games too. All right, here we go. Look, has Farhan made some good moves? Absolutely. I've talked about him. The Gosman deal, it was great. But you know what? You didn't sign him to a long-term deal. Rodon was a good pickup for 2022. Did you trade him when you knew the team wasn't going to go anywhere? No, you didn't. Same thing with Jock Peterson. You signed Jock Peterson to a $19 million one-year contract when he gained about, 50 pounds? Something around there? Last year, you probably could have sold Cobb before he got hurt, because there's no way at the trade deadline you could see you weren't trending in the right direction. So get some young prospects. What did we always say, Dan? What's the issue that we have in trying to get people here? You can't get hitters. So you got to be able to use what you have to be able to get these players, the hitters for the team, because otherwise you're not going to get them free agency. In 2022, he talked about how he wanted to get more athletic and better defensively. Who did he sign? Conforto and Haniger. How does that have anything to do with being more athletic or better defensively when they had a history of being injured? Do I credit him? Yes, but I also blame him. And do I want to give him credit? Yeah, I give him credit for last year being below 500. I also give him credit for the year before that being 500. The 2021 season wasn't because of Farhan. It was because people were playing out their ass. It was a lightning in a bottle type of season. You had Belt, you had Crawford, you had Posey, all having career years. You had Ruff having a career year.
Hold on. Posey didn't have a career year in 21. He was MVP. No, not even close.
Not
even close.
We'll say
not even close.
We'll say
not even close.
A career year as far as after his injury, because after his injury he really wasn't all that well.
Posey had a good year.
Yes, he had a good year.
300. Didn't have a lot of power, but he played great. He played 2/3 of the time, but he was MVP in 2012.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, guys were playing for Posey. Posey was still in the clubhouse. Who else was in the clubhouse? Ron Wotus was still in the clubhouse. It's not a coincidence that once Posey leaves and Wotus leaves, that the team took a downturn in 2022 and 2023. And this has all, I mean, last year you had the president of baseball operation having to have a clubhouse meeting. Where in the hell does a GM ever have a clubhouse meeting? That's the job of the manager, right? Farhan hired Kapler. He could have got rid of him a long time ago, but he didn't. Ownership should have gotten rid of Farhan the same time they got rid of Kapler. This is all because of Farhan. Don't get me wrong. He's made mistakes or made some good moves. I'm not saying that he hasn't made good moves, but what he has done to this franchise has been horrible. Look where we're at. We're talking about a 4th place team in the NOS, maybe 3rd. They might be able to get past the Padres. But you can't sit there and say, then who do you blame? Then who do you blame of why the team in 2022, which was 500, and in 2023 was below 500? Who do you put the blame on? Who do you put the blame on?
Yeah. I mean, Uncle Ted says Rangers went from 100 losses to a World Series championship with almost the exact same roster. The difference, a manager. Giants hired Dusty Baker. Now you're cooking with gas.
Yep. And Uncle Ted, you know who else they hired? They also hired a new GM who went and got Bochy.
Yeah. And also they had people in place. They had Simeon and Seager coming off,
Agreed.
somewhat down years. They did bring in pitching, and then when their pitchers went down, they brought in more pitching. Farhan didn't do nothing when it came to how do you reconcile a guy who, can you guys hear that in the background?
I hear nothing in the background.
Oh, good. Okay. I hear a garbage disposal way around the other room, and I just hope it wasn't coming through.
You're all good.
How do you reconcile a team that's in first position in a wild card? They're wild card number 1 team.
And you don't make a move.
They made no moves other than getting AJ Pollock, while teams behind you, like Arizona, who goes to the World Series, makes 3 or 4 moves to strengthen their roster. What does that say to a clubhouse? Does that tell the clubhouse, we don't believe in you, you guys need help, but we're not going to provide it? Or, you guys are doing great, we don't need anybody else? Come on. Everybody knew that they needed help. And he did nothing to make this club better. And they went in the tank. Didn't add to a bullpen that was exhausted. And when asked, he said, he used the excuse, well, it was a tough year. The prices were so bad. He says, what, I'm going to trade half my farm system to get a number 4 or 5 starter? My reply would have been, if I was one of those beat writers, well, if that's the case, why didn't you trade one of your 4 or 5 starters for half of somebody else's farm system?
Exactly. We only had about
Because
10 of them.
come on, Farhan, you speak double speak.
Exactly.
You know, you had Wood sitting on your bench, you had Jacob Junis, you weren't even utilizing him. You had Mania.
Look,
You had
hey, John, he's answering that question.
Cobb?
Yeah, they were first. Giants are first, right? In the first wild card at the trade deadline. So why didn't you do anything? Why did you pick up AJ Pollock, who played one damn game? He played one game when you knew your team was scuffling at that time.
He's
Whatever.
afraid to make moves.
Yes.
Other than the stinking little moves with the Seattle Mariners, who he's made countless moves for these guys on the back end of the 40-man roster.
Remember that? They traded for Michael Ford, and then they traded him right back.
I mean, sounds like collusion to me, like it was a rental.
Let's not forget this. Remember the beginning of 20, we got 7 starters. We're not going to have problems with starters. We're a month into the season, and all of a sudden we're down to 3 starters and 2 openers. By the end of the season, we were down to 2 starters, 1.5 starters, and 4 openers. Yeah, it's just, come on, man. It's the Bucks got to stop at the GM, right? That's what it has to happen.
I mean, there comes a point where you just got to let players play.
Donovan Walton.
Let Stripling pitch. Let Mania pitch. Imagine if they had a rotation of Webb. Let's say Cobb goes down, but you had Webb and Mania, and let Stripling pitch. So he's not the greatest, but you got to have starters. Win, Harrison. You had enough guys to pitch 5, but you chose to wear the heck out of your bullpen. They wore them down, and by the time September hit, they were gassed.
Yep.
And we saw what happened. So he tried to outsmart baseball, and it hasn't worked.
Nope.
That's the thing. They're trying to outsmart baseball. I mean, how do you have all these guys that are used to starting
hold on,
and never play them?
See, here's the thing. John thinks that Farhan had no input into bullpen or roster construction. I'll let you take that one, Dan. You've been all over that one.
Well, John, if you think Gabe Kapler was calling all the shots, I'm down here in Arizona. I got a beautiful oceanfront property that I would love to sell you. It's a great deal. Right here in Phoenix, the ocean is beautiful, runs right up to the shores of Phoenix. And you'll be the first one I'm going to offer it to you first because I think you might be the first to buy it. That is absolutely crazy to think that Farhan didn't have his fingerprints all over not only the roster, but the game time management of what was going on. Those guys, the lineup was being made out pretty much by Farhan's Geek Squad, their analytics department that has grown to be the biggest in baseball. All the decisions for the most part. I mean, do you think it was Gabe's decision to call up Ramos for 1 or 2 games and then send him right back down because they were now going to be facing right-handed pitchers after facing lefties for 2 games. That's the kind of stuff that Farhan does. And he tinkers and tinkers and tinkers and tinkers with the roster, and nobody wants to play here. That's why you're not getting people here. Period. Because nobody.
What was the reason why they didn't Yamamoto didn't sign? What was the reason? It wasn't the city and it wasn't money. So what would it be?
It's the team.
Thank you.
Nobody wants
who's
to.
in charge of putting this team together?
Nobody wants to come to an organization where you're just shipped up and down. You think that has, I've been in ball clubs. I played ball. I can tell you this, when people don't know their roles, there's chaos. Everybody's talking, everybody's frustrated. You heard Stripling last year. You heard Webb pop off. You heard guys pop off because they were irritated with the way they were being handled.
And how about the time when what was it? Someone was asking Ross Stripling, "Hey, you have a bad back?" And he said, "Yeah, it's news to me. I didn't know about having a bad back." And the next thing you know, what was it? The next day, Kapler comes out, "Oh yeah, Stripling's going on IL because of a bad back." A little bit weird.
No, people don't want to be jerked around.
I know.
They want to be treated, players know when they're not performing. And when they're not performing, they know they got to get better. And they know that if they are not performing well enough, they might be out of the lineup. But players also know that you're going to have a bad outing or a bad stretch here and there. But with Farhan's team, you're in and out, and everything's based on matchups. The 21 team, they bought in. It was a group that was led by veterans, Posey, Crawford, Belt, Longoria. They had a lot of veterans, and they knew they were kind of near the end of their careers, okay? They bought into this philosophy of, we're going to win the division. We're going to buy into this whole new platoon type deal. And they bought in, and it was new. I was right there in spring training. I saw the players studying behind the plate, looking at their iPads, looking at the swings, talking to the batting instructors, the hitting instructors, I was sitting there talking to Brandon Belt while he's looking on his Surface Pro or whatever, the iPad, and they're just talking, oh, that's interesting. They're learning for the first time because 2020 was a wash.
Yeah.
Okay. And 19 was Bochy's year. So this was the first year. They didn't have spring training in 2020. Okay. So 21, I'm there in Scottsdale. And I'm seeing, because this is new, and sometimes when things are new, people get excited and they buy in, and it was successful and it worked. They had the right players. Everything gelled. Solano was great. Wade did his thing. Late night Lamont. Estrada did his thing here and there. Crawford was fifth, I believe, fourth or fifth in MVP voting for the year. Posey was fresh. He never played 3 games in a row. Whether he was facing lefties or not, they gave him 2 days on, third day off. 2 days on, third day off. He was fresh. You look at Yaz, did well at times. The outfield, Ruff has this unbelievable type year. Then they thought they could duplicate it. Run it back in 22 without Buster this time, though, and without Gosman. 2 of their biggest leaders and performers on the team. 2 all-stars, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're gone. They run it back. Guys start having lousy years. And now all of a sudden it's not working. And then it comes 23.
And he doubled down.
He doubles down. He adds Conforto and Haniger. And he re-signs Jock, right? Was that the year he brought in Jock.
He brought in Jock in 22 and then again
22,
19,
that's right.
And then 19
million
for 2023. Yeah.
So he brings it back and they do the same thing. But now the players are, Belt's gone, Posey's gone, Crawford's diminished greatly, plus these injuries. So you're looking at a whole system that it's not going to work. Everybody in baseball knows the game's changed. It's built upon speed and defense. And Farhan's still living in this.
Hey, John,
platoon world.
I'm not having knee-jerk reactions. We've been talking about this all season from the beginning of 2023, even in the 2022 season when I was calling in on Larry Krueger show. I have been 100% the same way from 2022 all the way to now. This isn't a knee-jerk reaction. This is something that we have witnessed ourselves. We did post games for every damn game in 2020. I don't think we missed one, Dan. Did we? I don't think we missed one.
In 23?
I don't think we missed one damn post game. So this isn't knee-jerk reaction. This is something that we've witnessed, and it pisses us off. Hey, maybe you're not as pissed off as we are. Hey, that's you. Go for it, buddy. I don't care. But yeah.
He says NorCal Sports Network. You don't know what I was referring to.
Which Eric are you talking about?
I was
Oh, are
referring
you
to
talking
Eric.
about me? Are you talking about me or another Eric?
Eric Hernandez, maybe? Or
Well, he's got a K behind his name. That's why I'm saying.
There's don't know. Eric John.
Yeah, we got a couple of
Spring-
Erics in the chat.
So, yeah, hey, look, Farhan, I just don't personally think he's
Gotcha. Someone in the chat. All right, no worries, John.
okay.
Just so you know, I'm just saying I'm not having no knee-jerk reaction. I'm pissed off. That's just who I am.
I don't think Farhan is. I don't think he's a guy that. I think he's just miscast. He's in the wrong position.
I think he's in over his head. That's
how all it is.
Just
You
by
know,
looking,
nothing personally against Farhan as a
it's
man.
all baseball. This is all just baseball.
And it's I've said this 100 times and I'll say it again. It's not his fault that he cannot close the deals because it's not his personality. You can't expect an engineer-minded person, an analytics, Excel spreadsheet type of guy to go out there and think off the cuff and make deals and come up with persuasive arguments that are convincing. Not even arguments, persuasive. Just be persuasive. I mean, persuasion is something. It's a skill, and it can be learned to an extent. Like any skill can be learned, but some type of persuasion, charisma, kahunas,
Gotcha.
that's a guy that's just born with it. Okay. That's a Brian Sabian. That's a Ned Coletti. That's a Dave Dombrowski. That's an AJ Preller that gets in there and makes things happen. Those are guys that know how to shake it up and make things happen. And you're not going to beat those type of guys. Okay. And Farhan's living in a world where he's kind of the nicer fish out in the sea full of some tough sharks. And if you're going to swim with those sharks, you better come with something else if you don't have what it takes.
True.
And you better come with you got to come with something else other than, and that might be, might be in the form of like how they probably got Jung-Hoo Lee overpaying. They weren't willing to overpay, it sounds like, for Yamamoto. Now they're going to face Yamamoto at his peak for the next 5 to 7 years. He's signed for 12, but for the next 5 to 7 years, you're facing Cy Young every night you play him.
Yep.
Unless he has an injury, it's going to be like them facing Bob Welch all over again. Bob Welch was a giant killer.
Yep.
Yeah. It was like they had no chance.
I like what John says. He's like, I got that. I've been suffering with the Giants since the early 70s. I think, Dan, you can relate. I watch people call for Sabian's head year after year. That's true. And he won 3 titles. Nope. You're onto something. There are people who called for Sabian's head, and he was able to win 3 World Series. Absolutely. But I like what he says here too. He likes to have a balanced look. I was balanced for a while, but then after just watching this over and over and seeing nothing changing, that's where I'm just losing it.
How's this for a balanced look? Already presented it. Play Schmidt and Luciano. And I know some people in the chat don't like the idea of Bellinger, but you got to have somebody that's got star potential. Right now, you have no star potential. Zero. So go get Bellinger. Go get Rhys Hoskins. Make your lineup. Leading off, Jung-Hoo Lee. Batting second, Tyro Estrada. Batting third, Cody Bellinger. Batting fourth, Rhys Hoskins. Batting fifth, Conforto. DH. Batting sixth, Haniger. Left field. Batting seventh, Yaz. Right field. Batting eighth, Luciano. Batting ninth, Schmidt. Did I forget Bailey? Where did I put Bailey?
Ooh, did you have Bailey?
What did I miss? I didn't get Bailey in there, so where did I miss? Did I double up somewhere? Hold on.
Yeah, let's start again. So you got Lee in center.
Estrada at second. That's
Estrada
2.
at second.
Bellinger
in right field.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah. That's where you doubled up.
Messed up. Bellinger in left field.
And left field. Haniger in right?
Yaz is better than right, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, so Bellinger in left.
Hoskins at first. That's 4.
Yep.
Conforto, your DH, 5.
Okay.
I got rid of Haniger now, I guess. So,
so 6.
Who'd I have 5?
You said Conforto, DH.
Okay, 6. I'm going to go this right, left. I'm going to move Luciano up. I'm going to move Luciano up to 6.
Okay.
Put Yaz 7.
Bailey
Schmidt 8. Schmidt 8, Bailey 9.
Oh, okay.
Or vice versa. Yeah. Whatever. Something like that. Maybe you can, but it does make your lineup a little bit better because you have some potential in the middle of the order. Gives you some athleticism and speed.
Yep.
I might even convince Jung-Hoo Lee to play right field. And put Bellinger in center. But it gives you some potential pop.
You got something there at least.
I mean, you got something to work with, and you got something. Here's my thing on Bellinger. I'm not crazy about a long-term contract, but the market's the market, okay? The market is the market.
You know what? I like what Brian says. He says late night in Lamont over Yaz. I like Lamont's bat, but his defense, Yaz's defense is pretty good out there in right field, as long as his hamstring stays together.
I mean, and you can put a Haniger out. You can platoon Haniger I mean, you also got Flores that can DH. I mean,
you could DH. You could swap the DH between Conforto and Flores, I guess.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you're going to do. Maybe you can move on from Yaz too. But Conforto and Haniger at least give you some power options if they're not the only guys that get power. If you got Bellinger and Hoskins in the lineup, now all of a sudden you've got two guys that can hit it out. And, you know, and the other thing with Bellinger, he's a proven guy in the big leagues as far as, you know, he's won an MVP. He had a great year last year. He had a horrible year, I get it, 21 and 22, but he was coming off of shoulder surgery, which affected his swing, and he got a lot of bad habits, and he was, you know, going back to what was comfortable. They couldn't get him to adjust in LA. And the reason I say go get Bellinger, because he'd be the first legitimate potential star player they have. Okay. And now, and a lot of people love Bellinger's game. Ned does a lot. I've heard Mad Dog put him on his all baseball team or whatever they called it, all pro team last week. He put Bellinger on it. You got to think at some point, the Giants got to start somewhere of landing a legitimate, you know, potential star, right? I mean, he's 28. It's not a bad signing. You could do worse.
You could do worse, like sign Matt Chapman to a 5-year deal. Right?
Yep. So, yeah, Jorge Soler, Ben Bamboo. I like Jorge Soler.
But you're gonna have to make moves to get these guys. Right now, isn't the 40-man full? The 40-man's full right now.
Yeah, 40-man.
You're gonna have to do some moves.
That's easy to move.
Yeah.
But it's a crap 40 at the back half.
Yeah,
so
it is.
on. It's not like you're.
Well, also the 26
Cryptic Trader says Bellinger will regress hard. Well, who won't? Who won't?
Exactly.
I mean, what? At some point, Giants fans have to realize that there's not a lot out there, and you can say, well, I mean, it's split. Bellinger's like a lot of people say, go get Bellinger. Other people say no. But what are you going to do? Are you just going to punt? You might as well. If you don't get stars, potential big league hitters, then just cash it in and rebuild the whole thing. That's what I've been saying. But it's, you know, you got to get some people. Plus, if you get Bellinger, keep in mind, people, if Bellinger does well after a year or two, has a couple good years, and all of a sudden you got players in your system that are ready, you can deal Bellinger. Not like the money's going to be that bad. He's only 28. He may get better.
Maybe. He seems to be fit. That's the good thing. You kind of want to look at the body type to see what they look like. He's not like an Albert Pujols or a Nelson.
He's not going to get fat. He's not going to get fat because his body type he's
right.
He's long and lanky. He's got a long torso. He's never going to have an issue with, you know.
It looks like he takes care of himself, which is important. Same thing with Shohei.
Guy.
Robert, thanks for the $2, man. He says, hey, could you get Mad Dog on the show?
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
Say us no, right?
Yeah. So we might have to, you know, pay him out of the reserves, which is pretty thin.
Wait, Mad Dog sounds,
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? Christopher Russo here.
Hey, that's me.
I'm in
That's
town
you.
And I want to listen. I listen to him, Dan, and I listen to Larry Kruger. Krug and Dan, my ear set. You got it right here. You heard it from the Mad Dog.
There you go.
Yeah, Necron. He's in his prime, right? Go for him. He's your only chance of landing somebody that is. Plus, it'll keep Kruko from quitting.
Whew. Yeah, he's saying that. Hey, Farhan, I want to still do this job. You go do something. I put my damn credibility on the line.
I'm serious. That's the last star, isn't it? He's not going to count.
Much.
Not going to count Snell. Didn't he say every day? Did he say a
superstar? He said a superstar. I thought superstars are few and far between. A superstar would be an Otani. That was the only superstar.
Superstar was probably Yamamoto and
yeah, the two guys.
Bellinger could be a superstar. I'll tell you what. I'm going to pull him up here, and you guys just hold on here while I pull up Cody Bellinger.
Whoo, Robert.
No, he's not in that range. He's not.
No, I don't think it's that much. Thanks for the $2. So appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. He's not going over 250.
That's a lot.
He's barely a 200 million guy. And he's only a 200 million guy probably because of what's happened.
Correct.
But
then he's got Boris.
Yeah. So let's look at Cody's career. Okay, I'm going to highlight the 19 season.
Correct, John. Right around 200.
Okay, look at that 19 season. Look at that OPS.
That was...
Look at that on-base percentage, 406. Batting average, 305. 95 walks to 108 strikeouts. That's pretty good.
Damn, that's seeing the ball. That's why he's the MVP.
He's 23. Look at that. And he hit 47 homers. But look what he did in 17 and 18. 39, 25, 47. This guy's okay, then he gets hurt. Forget 2020 season.
2020 was
Yeah, 2020. Let me tell you guys something about 2020, okay? Anybody who loves 2020 says it was real. No, 2020 was not real. And let me tell you why. There was no fans in the stands. It was a 60-game season. There was no pressure of fans in the crowd. No uptight at-bats with fans screaming, yelling.
Right.
It's a quick 60-game season. And then you go into these playoffs and they're not even at home. They're at a neutral site. And it just wasn't real. I don't want to hear anything about 2020 being a real season because 60 games was, it's just like going about and, no pressure at all when you got no crowd, nothing. Okay. So I'm going back to his 2019. Now let's skip the 21. Oops. Let me come on. I just want 21. What's this out of here? Clear.
Because you did 3. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. 21. Really bad.
Really bad.
OPS cut in half from 19.
Yes.
Down to 542. And only 10 home runs. 22
still
picks it up, still struggles, 150 strikeouts, 38. Get out of there. Why is it? All right. Now last year, let's go to 23. So where does 23 fit in? It's more like, the power's gone a little bit. He didn't hit the 40 plus homers. In 17 he had 39 and then 18, 25. So he seems to be average wise somewhere in that 25 to 30 home run range. Because you look at 18, that was a big step down from 17 as far as home runs. League's starting to get used to him.
Right.
But he kind of comes back and, look at the slugging percentage is 525. Got an 881 OPS.
That's come back on.
This last season, is
He turned
closer.
He turned the corner from the injury.
Right. Is closer to his 162 game average. Look at his 162 game average. Right there.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. That's throwing in the lousy years with the good years. That's a 258 batting average, RBIs of 96, home runs 33. Let me ask you this, chat.
Oh, asking the chat.
Would you be happy? Let's say he came to Oracle and the numbers decreased and he hit 24 to 25 home runs, drove in 96 runs, had an OPS of 825, on base percentage of about 335, right where his career average is. Let's say his home runs drop. I mean, I'd take that for the Giants.
Yeah. He'd be a damn all-star on the Giants.
Let's see, does stolen bases, are they in here?
SB, right? Wait, where's it at? Oh, I think it's further down. You have to go down to base running or something like that.
Oh, here it is, right here.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
He had 20.
He got 20. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Where are you going to get that right now? Where are you going to get that even in a trade? Where are you going to get that in your minor league system? You're not going to get it anywhere else in the free agent market other than Bell. He's your best shot at having some production. So I'm kind of like thinking Bellinger would be truth hurts Wilkie says, look at 2021. I just said that.
Yeah.
I just got done saying that. Look at 20. Forget 20. 20 was a joke of a season. It was 60 game. Averages are a mess. If you don't get off to a sizzling start the first 2 weeks, you can be down in the hard to catch up.
What do you think, Dan? Should we open up the phone lines for a little bit? What do you think? Are you
doing a show tonight?
Probably not.
Okay. We can do the phone lines for a few calls and then we can.
It's up to you. If you don't want to, we could pass it. It's up to you. If you're up to it.
Anybody in the chat, write in the chat if you want to call in. If you're one of the guys that wants to call in, just because. Matthew says this is floor right here. Are you considering Bellinger's numbers dropped because he had shoulder surgery? He's a different hitter now. His pre-injury numbers don't matter. Last season is Bell. If that's his ceiling, I'm okay with it. If he can come close to that. I mean, he hit 307.
I'd be happy with 270 right now.
I mean, if he hit 275, it hit 24 homers, 23 homers.
Donates another $2. Thanks, Robert. Man, you don't have to keep donating. 10 years, 250. Remember, he's a boy. Yeah, that could be 250.
He may be pushing 250 now.
That could happen.
But you know what? That's $25 million a year. The Giants have tons of room for that.
True.
That's $25 million a year. Forget the 250. Look at the AAV. We heard 350 last year for Carlos Correa, but his AAV was going to be around 27, which made it affordable.
Yep.
Okay. You have nobody on the books after next year for salaries.
And that is true, Cryptic. We still need starters. This is the problem. This is the issue I have with Farhan. This is how bad the team has gotten. You got so much you have to do.
I'm going to pull this up for you guys again. We'll go there.
What's up, Johnny?
Let's take a look at these salaries. Okay. Next year in 25, the highest guy on the books is Jung-Hoo Lee at
Yep.
17.2 million. That's the highest. And then in 26 through 28, it goes up to 23 million. Logan Webb in 25 is 12 million before he jumps up to 23, and then 24 million. Is he only signed through 28 or does he sign through 29? They might stop this at 28.
Yeah, I think they just stop at 28. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. No, I think it is.
You're
Wow,
right.
he's only getting 8 million next year. Wow. That's
You're right, John. I was talking about this last night that I think Snell's contract's going to be through the roof. Boris is going to try to get he saw how much Yamamoto signed for, and he's going to ask for every red cent for Snell. It's going to happen.
So Webb's a free agent in 29. Okay. Benji just getting here. Benji, being a Dodger guy, he saw Bellinger at his best and at his
What's up,
worst.
Benji? Yeah, he did. He saw both.
I just think they got to start somewhere. And you know what? They have the ability to pay for Bellinger. And if they're in on Bellinger and they lose Bellinger over money because they're in the same ballpark as Chicago and Toronto, then they're idiots. If they lose Bellinger because he just doesn't want to play for the Giants, that's a different story.
Right.
But if he says, if it comes back that the money was the same, right in the same ballpark, you're not going to get Bellinger. There's no way. You better hope that the other clubs are offering closer to 200 million for 7 years, and you're willing to go longer term and more money for Bellinger. Bellinger had an awful 21 season, right?
Yeah.
And he gets the one hit that beats the Giants in the playoffs against Duvall. Can't believe they did that.
That was insane, man.
Can't believe they threw the pitch.
Yeah, should have thrown that high heater, man.
Yeah, I don't know why they were doing what they were doing, man. Duvall kept shaking off Buster. That's the one area I'm still upset. If I ever had any being upset with Buster, it was like they didn't call timeout, walk out, says, you throw the pitch, I tell him you throw.
Well, Duvall seemed that we can talk about that. Even Duvall last year, remember, we saw that he gets stubborn sometimes. He'll throw like 10 sliders in a row or 10 fastballs in a row. He doesn't change it up very much.
He kept shaking off Buster and he wanted to throw that dang slider. I would have just called timeout. Say, look, This guy can't hit the high fastball right now. Throw it.
Yeah.
The $50 million signing bonus is part of the $325 contract for Yamamoto. You know what? Did we ever look at Yamamoto's?
No, we never were able to find it, how it was broke down.
Let's see if we can find it here. If it's on.
What's up, Moji?
Let's see if we can find good old Yamamoto. If it's up here yet. Yeah, it is. Okay. There's the eight. Oh, yeah, we did look at it the other night. It's $27 million across the board.
That's right. Correct.
But, yeah, $27 million.
Oh, damn. All right. What the heck? Someone already called in. We haven't even put it up yet.
It's done.
Hold on. Let me get the intro music and everything. Go ahead. I'll get the intro music. Go for it.
Okay. Hey, Don.
Time, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if you've seen that. I would wait till after the 2025 season. I'd go hard after Kyle Tucker, Bichette, and Guerrero. Save your money and go for those guys.
But Don, if they don't have any stars, who's going to be the first one?
Well, I'd go after Kyle Tucker. That guy can play defense, and he's a heck of a hitter. And you got to get guys that's got on base percentage. and he's really good at that.
Oh, I love Tucker.
What's
But
up, Mark?
why is he going to sign if nobody else has signed before him?
Well, that's why you got to. What I do, I would just save my money for 2 years. I mean, this year and the end of for the 2025 season, and money talks to some of these guys. And the Dodgers ain't going to be able to afford those guys, I wouldn't think, after signing all these other guys.
No, Dodgers are not going to be able to do a whole lot. They're going to be 1 year guys. They'll be working with guys off trades that are 1 year that, keep them on the books and then let them go.
And speaking of Bellinger, I watched a lot of games last
Sports
year.
Phone Dan
Uh-huh.
And I tell you what, a lot of hits Bellinger got was he had to have 2 strikes.
That's good,
And he
Daniel.
would take his bat and just sling it, and it would just drop over the shortstop's head. Now, from year to year, there's some guys that don't get those hits, and he's got that long swing, and Bellinger just scares me. He wants all this money, and I would do a three-year deal. I don't think I'd do more than 3 years. There's just been too many of these guys at 29, 30 years old, just faded. Remember the Indians of, I don't know, back in it's been a while. What was that guy? He played first and right field for the Indians. Hafner, he had three real good years, and in his prime, by 30, 31, he just dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah, it can happen. I don't know, Don, as far as what they're going to do, though, because if they don't do anything this year but sign Jung-Hoo Lee, I just don't know how you're going to attract anybody next year.
Well, I definitely stay away from Chapman. I don't know.
Chapman is a guy I don't want. I don't want Chapman.
He only had 3 home runs in August and September, and I think he had 24 hits and like 130 at bats the last 2 months. He got all of his hits basically in the first month of the season, but I'd stay away from him.
Oh, definitely, definitely don't need to put yourself in. That would be a bad signing, in my opinion, because it would weigh the team down with a hefty salary for probably 5 years, and he's 31. He's had hip surgery. I don't think that's the right guy. I don't see a whole lot of production more than what they can produce with guys they have on the roster now. And I think that would be a big mistake. I'm not 100% as far as like Bellinger's would be the greatest signing. My thing is about Bellinger is, does he give you enough that maybe allows you to get a star or two down the road because you have an established big leaguer who's only 28?
Right.
That's the whole thing I'm thinking, is because nobody wants to be the first to come, right? Everybody is staying away, not because they don't want to take the money, but because there's nothing else on the roster. And the other thing that does scare me a little bit about Bellinger is a left-handed power hitter. Anybody with any kind of power doesn't do that great in Oracle. Bonds was an exception to that, but it's a tough park to hit in for a left-handed hitter, for a power hitter. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for what they can do. My feeling has always been play the youth, build the farm system. If stars aren't going to come, create the best minor league system with the best talent, scouts and developers. Pay those guys top dollar to run your organization, and have a system in place that's steal the guys from other organizations that have had success in developing players.
Well, don't you think the Red Sox are kind of having that same problem the Giants are?
I do.
I see where they're high. They're after Paxton. I'm thinking this dude's 35 years old.
Yeah, the Red Sox are in trouble. I heard Peter Gammons. I saw something. He wrote something today, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was kind of a knock on the Red Sox. And he's a big Boston guy.
Right, exactly.
I
know they had to lock up Devers, but they haven't done nothing since then. But anyway, I won't keep you guys. There might be some other guys calling in, but I just want to put my 2 cents in. So
very good, Don. Always great to hear from you, and we'll talk to you after Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas.
Hey, you too. And don't forget to check into Diamond Mine Baseball. Look into that. It's a great game.
Diamond Mine Baseball.
I got it written down right here.
You guys have a good one. Thank you very much. Glad what you do.
Thank you. All right.
There we go.
Maybe our number one caller there, Don from Evansville, Indiana.
Ohio.
Huh?
Wasn't it Ohio?
No, it's
Ohio.
Evansville, Indiana.
Oh, is it?
He knows baseball. I can tell you that.
He does. He knows his ball. Great call.
Yeah, great call.
He just called right in. We didn't even put it up yet, man. He's calling in.
There we go.
That's awesome. There
we go.
Yeah, anyone else wants to call in? Go for it. Phone lines.
Yeah, it'll be the last calls before Christmas. No show until
the 26th, right? Or
26th.
Somewhere around there.
Might have unless we had breaking news tomorrow. We have to interrupt this broadcast with the San Francisco Giants have signed Matt Chapman.
We ain't coming out for that bullshit.
Nope, we're not doing a show for that. Nope.
We'll let you guys know right now.
Nope, not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it.
I'm telling you, just not gonna do it. Read my lips. not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it for Matt Chapman. Nope. Never.
Now, I'm having withdrawals already, you guys. It's all good. We will be back.
We'll be back. Who would we do a show for? Who would? It
would have to be a trade. It can't be a free agent.
Bellinger?
Oh, come on. Really? I don't know.
Maybe a 20-minute show.
Maybe. Oh,
it ain't gonna happen tomorrow.
I just better not see anyone in the chat saying to start printing the World Series tickets. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to see any of that freaking crap.
Is Robert in here?
I haven't seen Robert in the last couple of days.
Yeah,
he needs to call in. He should call in.
Johnny T. Steen says, "Darn, I'm actually all for Matt Chapman." Did he just come in, or has he been in?
Yeah, he just came in about maybe 10 minutes ago.
Oh, you missed our diatribe on
yes
Chapman.
He said he tried to call and went to voicemail.
Oh, really?
But we're just saying, just play Casey Schmidt at first base.
Third base.
Goodness gracious, I'm losing my mind.
Just
play Casey Schmidt, right?
Lots of anniversary here on the lot of anniversary, Eric, going through.
It's all good, John. Man, we welcome it. We get pretty animated, but hey, we're all talking sports. Exactly.
Yeah, there's no.
Hey, same to you and your family there, John. Merry Christmas, man.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Yeah, there's no hard feelings at all in here, unless we get somebody calling from 408. I think this is Vita, maybe. I'm guessing Vita. Maybe. All right, you're on NorCal Sports Phone. Is this Vita?
No, it's Robert Boyd from
San Francisco. Robert Boyd.
All right. Hey, thanks for the donations tonight, Robert.
Yeah, appreciate that.
You know, it pains me to say I don't want Matt Chapman, but I think Matt Chapman would help the Giants. Get Bellinger, get Chapman. Just pay Chapman 3 or 4 years for 50 to 70 million.
If he'd take it. I don't know if he'd take it, though.
Yeah, because he's a Boris client. Everyone's a fucking Boris client. Pardon my French.
Yep.
Yeah, it all depends on, what the market is and, what.
Well, Otani and Yamamoto set the market to ridiculousness.
They did, but I don't think some of those guys, I don't think people are going to go that crazy over Chapman to give him. But he's probably in that 22 million a year AAV, which is,
not terrible.
It's 4 years, 88 million, something like that.
Yeah.
He said
he's coming off that hip surgery too.
It has been 3 years. So,
he might need to come home to the Bay Area to be good again. Who knows?
Maybe. I would be okay with Chapman if it wasn't anything over 3 years.
Yeah.
If maybe 4, if you twisted my arm, but you get into 5 years, I'm just like, oh gosh.
I feel like Cody could hit 40 home runs in San Francisco.
Really?
I do. He has enough power to hit it over that short. I know it's 309 down the line. And right. If he would have to become a Deadpool hitter, but I think he could do it.
Well, he's not much of a.
He has the talent.
Yeah, he does. I don't know if you want to tinker with the swing where he becomes a
Deadpool hitter.
Deadpool hitter
in baseball.
Yeah.
I wasn't really an opposite field hitter. If I did it,
yeah,
I didn't strike out a lot, but it's just I had a quick bat, so it helped. I wasn't the fastest person.
Oh yeah. Well, you had some pop though. Yeah, that's good. So, I mean, Chapman. If they got Chapman, Bellinger, and Haas, it could help them compete for that, 6th or 7th wild card.
So they're going to have to overpay for Sal.
Yeah, I just don't want to load the roster up with these high salaries where guys are all of a sudden, declining in the 2nd, 3rd year.
But like you were saying to the chat, like if you don't go get a star, who wants to come play and look at this roster that's complete garbage?
Right. That's kind of where I'm at. And that's why I like Bellinger as really the only. I mean, I would be okay if they could trade, say, a Haniger or a Conforto and actually shape their outfield and actually got guys like if they were able to get some boppers. Let's say you got Bellinger. I would rather go Bellinger, Hoskins, and Soler and not Chapman.
That'd be good too.
Because now I've got 3 guys.
I'd probably trade Luciano, honestly, for some pitching. Because we don't know about his back. He's a young guy who has a back problem.
Yeah, if you got a solid pitcher
and develop him as a shortstop who has a cannon for an arm.
If you got a solid pitcher, a 2 or a 3 for Luciano, I would probably do that if it was, definitely do it for like somebody like a Burns.
Yeah, but you're going to have to get Boris to sign off on a longer term extension.
Right.
And him, he likes to take all his guys to free agency. I think the only guy that he let re-sign was Alex Rodriguez when he played for the Yankees. It was the only guy that he got to re-sign with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Because he opted out of his contract.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that. I watched too much baseball. I just know all these things from back in the day when I was younger then.
Yeah, it would be nice to see. But I think I really do. I think a Soler, Hoskins, and Bellinger, that actually
would be great.
It actually makes your lineup formidable.
Yeah.
It gives you 3 guys that can all hit the long ball. And what that also would do, let's say you kept either Haniger or Conforto, it's going to help them.
Yep.
Because right now you're having those
too crowded. You're going to have to trade somebody.
Oh yeah, they still got to trade guys. Yeah. So, but awesome.
Joey Bart, who's a bust.
Yeah, Bart. You're not going to get a ton for Bart probably, and baseball people know that. Yeah.
You're going to get low end prospects because you can't trade draft picks, which is stupid.
Right. So it's
they're like the NHL with the draft lottery, but the NHL you can trade draft picks, but in baseball you're the only league that can't do that.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, I guess I think they think because the lack of success of guys that actually make it with draft picks is I think they're afraid people would just be trading their draft picks all the time
to tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the draft lottery is the same as the NHL, so it's a percentage. Look at the A's; they should have had the number 1 pick, and who got it?
Yeah, they ended up with what, the 4th pick, the A's, or
I think the 4th, yeah. But in the NHL, like if you have the number 1, you can only drop 2 spots now. You can't drop more than 2.
Right.
Before it used to be 9 to 10 spots.
Wow.
They changed it because it was hurting teams that were really bad.
Yeah. It's rough. Yeah. So
I really hope the NFL doesn't do that draft lottery. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that would be. Yeah.
I mean, I might get teams to stop tanking too and just actually spend some money.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, hey, I'm going to go to another subject. I'm going to talk a little bit about scheduling here, and I'm going to. But hey,
both you and Eric have a great Merry Christmas.
You too, Robert, and thanks for listening. Thanks for the donations,
Yeah,
Eric
hey,
says.
Dan, follow me on Twitter, man.
All right. Hey, I will.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, no problem. Later.
All right. Yeah. All right. We got another caller. Who's
Holy crap.
Who's calling? I can't hear you. Hello?
Hey,
Who's
Charlotte calling from Fremont, California.
It's not. Hello? It's cutting out.
How you guys doing?
I can't quite hear. Who is this?
This is Charlotte.
Oh, did you say doll?
This is Charlotte.
Chardol. Hey, Chardol. What's happening?
Dan, how are you doing?
Good.
Hey, what were your thoughts on the 1 year $4 million?
Oh, that was yeah, that's I think it's 7.9 million actually.
What were your thoughts on re-signing?
I don't have any thoughts. It's to me it's
Do you think of re-signing?
Probably had to re-sign him because if you didn't, he walks as a free agent and you lose a player that's maybe has some trade asset. He's got some trade material to him, so you're better off keeping him.
Are you gonna plan to go any Giants games next season?
Not if I can help it.
Like, it sucks because we skipped down on Yamamoto went to the Dodgers, so now we're in a tough position now because Ohtani went to the Dodgers and then Yamamoto went to the Dodgers, so now the Dodgers are stacked.
Yeah, they pretty much are.
Betts, they got Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
They got Yamamoto. They got Ohtani. Man, they're going to be hard to beat next year.
Yeah, very, very
They're
difficult.
going to be really, really hard. You think we're going to win against them with all those players on their team?
Do I think the Giants will win with?
You think the Giants are going to win with Ohtani and Yamamoto and Will Smith, Freddie Freeman?
No.
You think we'll lose?
Yes.
Is it are you saying that you really mean that, or
I mean that? Yes,
really mean that?
I mean that. They're under a 500 team right now, unless they make some changes.
Is Eric there?
He can't. He can hear you, but you can't
I'm not
hear him right now.
What does Eric think about the Giants facing the Dodgers next year with Yamamoto and Will Smith and Freddie Freeman? And
Well, Eric thinks they'll probably no hit him.
so, how do you?
They're dropping like flies, Dan.
I think the Giants aren't, even if the Dodgers have
Not really.
Yamamoto
It's
and Ohtani,
maybe
I don't think that the Giants are scared.
5 or
I think
6.
that the Giants are going to play the hardest. They don't care if Dodgers are stacked.
Yeah, they're gonna try their hardest, but it's still third grade against college players. So, but anyway, Chardol, we're gonna go and let you go right now.
When do you think Junko Lee's going to make his debut for the Giants?
When?
When do you think it's going to make his debut? When is it going to?
Oh, opening day.
Opening day.
Opening day.
Game?
Huh?
No, I'm saying when will Junko Lee make his debut for the Giants?
Opening day.
Opening day.
He will?
Yes, he will, unless he's hurt.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. But hey, Chardol, I got to run. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Merry Christmas
And-
to you again. Are you going to go? If I go to the game, I'll see you there.
Okay, Chardol, look for me. I'll be just 4 or 5 miles down the road if I can help it. Okay, we'll see you, Chardol. Have a great one. Merry Christmas. Okay, Chardall, everybody.
All right, Chardall.
All right. For some of the newer people, how do we say this? Chardall is
He's a dedicated subscriber. We'll say that.
Yeah, he's very
Dedicated
dedicated.
subscriber.
He's a young guy. We'll just say he's a young guy, and we'll just leave it at that. That he cares. He cares.
He does.
He cares. Okay.
He has passion.
He has a lot of passion. All right. So I wanted to go to this. I was thinking about this today before we wrap up.
Sure.
I'm trying to brainstorm a way. I got to thinking about this, and baseball has to do something a little different, in my opinion, to make things more equitable. And here's what I mean. If you're the San Francisco Giants right now, you're going to have to spend like crazy to compete, right? To
Correct.
But if you're the St. Louis Cardinals, you don't have to spend as much because you're in a crappy division.
Okay, I see where you're going.
So the Cardinals have a distinct advantage because they get into the playoffs if they just win the division, right?
Correct.
And the Giants' only way probably is through a wild card.
Okay.
So if you're in that Midwest division with the Pirates or the West, what is it called? National League Central. You got the Pirates and the Reds. The Reds are up and coming, but they don't spend a lot of money. You got the Cubs and the Cardinals and the Brewers.
Correct.
Brewers look like they're on the way down. So how about if we did Mark Graves says line the divisions by payroll. That'd be interesting.
But see, here's the thing about, here, go finish your thought though. First.
My thought is this, and I haven't been able to figure out the math to work it out yet, but you play 14 other teams in the National League. All right. So if you played those other 14 teams 8 times, that's 112. That leaves 50 games for 15 American League teams because now they're playing everybody. It's balanced.
Right.
So you 15 times 3 is 45. That means maybe you pick 14. Let me see. 15 times 3, 45. Maybe you pick 5 teams that you play one extra game in the American League.
Okay.
You play a 4-game series against 5 rotating teams.
Mm-hmm.
So you play everybody in the National League 8 times. 2 4-game series. Kind of sucks because you lose unless you want to do 2
divisional
unless you want to do 2 2-game series. There's another way you could do it. You can do it where you play your division teams 10 games, a 3-game series and a 2-game series each way. But my thought is just play everybody the same and then just forget division titles altogether. Just top 7 teams make the playoffs in each league. Top 7 teams make the playoffs, no division titles, and playoff format's the same. Best record gets a bye. What do you think of that? Because it is a change, but it's making everybody play exactly the same. Cardinals or whoever's in the Central doesn't get this break of coasting because all they got to do is win a division, get in. You know, baseball used to be, we talked about it the other night, one team made it in the National
Right.
in the American League, and there was 12 teams.
Right.
I could pull up the here I'll do that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But I mean, it's a change, but let's take a look here. If we got this, all right, we're gonna show you this from Baseball Reference right here. Picked a good year. Look at that, 1962. Wait, I want leagues. That's World Series. Where's the? They didn't give me the standings
For each league.
for each league. Give me a break. Here, we'll go to this one, MLB.com. I'm sure they'll break it out.
Yeah, that's AL, right? And there's NL. Yep.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Maybe zoom it in a little bit more. You just want the win-loss, right?
Yeah. Well, look, the Yankees,
96
first
wins.
place. That's the only team that made the playoffs for the league. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's not
9,
even a
10.
playoff. It's just you went to the World Series.
Yeah. And San Francisco by one game
Whew.
over the Dodgers. Look at Cincinnati right there. But look at that. But imagine if you took the top 7 now. San Francisco, LA, Cincy, Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, St. Louis, and Philadelphia. But there's a lot more teams now. So the point is they're going to this balanced schedule. The problem is they're not going to, what they're not going to like is you're only going to see the Dodgers once, and that's probably not going to fly. You know, you're not going to have the rivalries that you're used to.
Right.
You know, I for one, I would not be opposed. I'm an old school guy.
So would you like to go back to where you just played within your
league?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the NL and the AL. That's where I was going to go. I like that. If we go back to NL and AL, keep some tradition of this game, please. We don't have to change everything. Damn. I like that. Play all the NL teams, play all the AL teams, and then you can get rid of the divisions. And then the top 7, like you said, the top 7 advance to the playoffs, right?
Right.
There.
Play everybody the same.
There you go. I like that.
14.
Because you know why? Now you'll have that quote unquote divisional feel to it because you're just playing teams within the NL. I like that.
Cuts down on travel too.
That it does. Mm-hmm.
You're not going right now. They go to 22 cities. You would only be going to 14 cities.
I like that. Play all your NL teams, your 15 teams in there, right? Top 7.
Baseball will never do it. They'll never go back because now they're like, oh, we like to see Aaron Judge and we don't get a chance to see Judge. And, you know, we want that and we want this. You know, I don't know. The other thing is, do you think, do you like keeping it at 162 for the tradition then?
I like.
Or would you want to see 154? They used to have
154. Yeah, exactly.
And then the playoffs could be started a little earlier, and maybe you don't have to get into November when it's cold.
I mean, I wouldn't be against 154, to be honest with you. I wouldn't.
I mean, we have record books with Babe Ruth and Lou. You know, I mean, Roger Maris broke the record with 162, right? And Ruth had it at 154.
Yep.
So if 14 let's see, 154.
Oh, he goes old school. You're not even talking about playoffs. Never mind. You're just saying, no playoffs, just go to the World Series. It's too much of a moneymaker for the league. There's no way they'll get
You'd have to play each team 11 times. So that would be 2 trips. One team would get a 4 and a 2 or a 3 and a 3, and the other would get a 3 and a 2, and then it would rotate.
You know what I like about that? I like that because the best team is going to advance, because that's tough to face the same teams over and over, right? That's got to be tough.
Well, it is. The Giants get screwed because they got to play the Dodgers 13 times, and they only play the other team six times that are not in their division. So if you got a crappy division, you can get to the playoffs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Interesting.
Just
interesting.
Go to 154. How about this? How about 154? And you want to get a real champion? Go to 154. The first round, your first team gets the bye. They play the 3 games starting on, let's see, it's 2 versus 7 and 3 versus, what is it? How are they doing it?
Man, I can't remember.
How the heck did they do that?
I can't remember.
Are 2 teams getting a bye right now?
I thought it was 2 teams get a bye, right?
Yeah, 2 teams are getting a bye.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 3 versus 6 and 4 versus 5. Is that how they're doing it?
Something like that.
And then the winners play 1 and 2.
Right.
Okay. So I believe in reseeding too. So 3 plays 7.
And that's the 3-game series. And then it goes to the 5-game. And then to
right. Here's what I would do. 3 plays 7 and 4 plays 5. The 3 games are at home, but they're right away. You want to make the regular season worth your while. If you struggle to get into playoffs and you're the 7th seed, you got to play. Let's see, 3, 6, 2, 7. No, what the heck is it? Yeah, 3, 7.
3, 7, and then
4. Well, where's 6?
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
How many teams are making it? I'm getting. I think it's 6 teams. Only 6 make it.
Yeah, 6, not 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking NFL. I got my NFL and MLB messed up. Okay, sorry about that, chat. It's 6 teams that make it. It's 3 versus 6. 4 versus 5.
And then the top 2 got to buy. Yeah.
Yeah. So just start them on Monday, the day after the season. 3 quick games, all at the top seats, home park. Make those guys be a struggle to get in to the World Series. And hold on one sec.
Yep.
Oh, I got it. Okay. My wife says was an ad going on, but I guess you could skip it, right?
Yeah, they could skip.
Okay. All right. So they're watching us. Okay. All right.
It should, whatever. Yeah. I got it balanced. So whenever YouTube decides to throw it out there.
Okay. So, so you go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you get Thursday off. Monday, Tuesday, no, you don't even get that day off. You got to play Thursday. Let's say LA's the number 1 seed. So you play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you win that series. Now you got to go to LA. That way the team that earned the bye isn't sitting for a week. They're only sitting for, they played Sunday. They got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. 3 days off. Okay. You following me?
Yep.
So you get 3 days off. Then you play the first 2 games on Thursday, Friday, and then you get a day off. And then you travel to your park. But that next round, no longer a 5-game series. You cut the season short by 8 games. It's a 7-game series. Follow?
Follow.
And then the championship series is a 7 in the World Series.
Right.
And you can do that. No more of this. I don't want to see 5-game series. Let's make the regular season count for something.
Yeah, I agree, because I think it's kind of been diluted a little bit what you do in your 162.
Your 162 becomes meaningless if you run away with the 162 and then you have to wait 5-6 days. That's a lot of time off in baseball. This isn't football where you want your rest, or basketball where your legs are tired and you want 3-4 days off. You lose a week in baseball, 5 days, man, your timing gets thrown off.
Yep, it does.
So I don't know, just a thought, but we'll see. They're not going to make any changes, but I'm always thinking of ways to do something different.
I like that idea, though. I like that idea. Because I miss the old, where you just play the NL and the AL. I'd rather I want to see the Dodgers and the Padres. It's got some history, and it builds more of a rivalry. When you're playing everybody, there's no rivalry there.
Yeah. I mean, they used to do it. The old divisions was pretty cool when they did. Used to play 18 against your. You played 72 games, 18 times 4. And then you had your other 90 games, right? 72 and 90. They did that, and you played them 6 times. You played the 15 or the 10 other teams. Trying to remember how they did it. 12 or 10? I don't know. They've added teams too, so with all the additional teams, it's kind of changed, but
yeah,
but you know what? Just throwing it out there. Just trying to.
I like that.
Play each team 11 times a year.
That's one thing that I don't like what baseball doing. They're throwing out some of these traditions that kind of makes the game what it is, and I hate seeing that.
Yeah,
I'm not being I'm not trying to be like get off of my lawn kind of guy, but I'm just saying I like to see some tradition,
Yeah. Bub Rad. What's Bub Rad saying here? Our oldest guys, maybe he's talking to somebody else in the chat. Our oldest guys are 33. Yaz, Haniger, 33, and Conforto, 31. They're all outfielders. A platinum glove at third might rub off on some of the young guys.
No, I want Casey at third. I want Casey at third. The guy's got the glove to man that corner. He's got it. He's Chapman. You're paying for someone you already have in your system. You already got you got the guy in your system already. Why pay for someone else to do that same job?
Is Matt Chapman, is he, to use an analogy, is he would he be the Klay Thompson if he is his skills starting to erode where he's getting older and he's not?
Well, his bat isn't producing that much. He's still got a great glove, but so does Casey.
Right.
But Casey's bat is going to get better
if he plays.
Chapman's is going to get worse. You know what I'm saying?
If he plays. Yeah.
If he plays. That's what I want. I play the young guys.
Again, this is an indictment on, nobody asks these questions. Farhan, why are you wanting Matt Chapman at third base when you drafted Casey Schmidt, and your
Correct.
role was to bring up players and get this develop players and change the direction of the club by your draft picks. Why do you not believe in Casey Schmidt anymore? Yeah, I do. I do believe in Casey. We believe in Casey. He's a fine player. He's I don't have my other black glasses with me here. Casey's a really fine player, you know, and we think a lot of him. But Chapman's a Gold Glover. Well, didn't you think that you said Casey's glove is Gold Glove caliber, and he's been compared to Chapman? What is it that you don't see in Casey? He's 25 years old. Is he not your third baseman of the future? Well, we think Casey is going to be a fine player someday, but when you get a chance to get a guy like Matt Chapman, you have to take advantage of that. And we just see Matt as a guy who's a proven veteran, and we just think that he's would add a lot to our club in terms of experience, and that's really important in a ball club. Well, Farhan, at what point do you believe in the players that you drafted to actually give them a full shot? Well, you really got me there. I don't know. Gosh, no one's asked me any of these tough questions before. No one's put me on the spot. I guess I really don't believe in guys I've drafted. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just drafting guys and hoping that they'll be, turn out to be good, but I can't afford to, give these guys a shot. My ass is on the line. If I don't produce, I'm going to be out of here.
Oh, man. You bet, Benji. Yeah, check it out. Kerry Crowley's a good guy, man. He makes some really good points. He was on the show just the other week. I agree, Senior. Exactly. Casey's won 2 Gold Gloves in the minor leagues. Put him at third. Let him stay there. See what you got. You had a chance to do that last year and you failed. So do it again. Why spend all this? Put that money somewhere else. Put it to a starting pitcher. Put it to someone else. But let Casey play at third. If you want to go get Reese Hoskins and put him at the corner, that's great. I'm fine with that. You want to make a trade for somebody else, maybe in outfield, or even get Bellinger? That's great too. But don't get Chapman to replace Casey at third. You can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, we're going to beat this, dead horse into the ground here if we keep going with it. So I am ready to call it a night.
All right, let me get the music started here.
You guys have been great. Been a great chat. Love having you guys here on the NorCal Sports Network.
It's always fun coming on here talking baseball, man. It's fun.
So you guys, everybody have an awesome just have a really blessed Merry Christmas, and with your families, whoever you're with, and enjoy the rest of your weekend and Christmas on Monday. We'll be back here on Tuesday night. And until then, have a great one.